What are you carrying that is not yours to carry? As the chief doer, the person who does everything, the mother, the wife, the sister, what are you carrying that is not yours to carry? As we embark on this integrated life, I want to just talk briefly about certain things that we may be carrying that we have carried so long that it has become our role, responsibility. And the most recent thing that I realized that as a chief doer, as a person who wants to manage, want to make sure that everyone else is doing well, we may find ourselves apologizing for things that we are not in the wrong of. We didn't do anything wrong. We spoke the truth to a person. We told our kids no, but they feel away. And then we carry that burden. We told a friend out of love something that we see, and they take offense. And we carry that. And we are the ones who make sure that everyone else get to their appointments. We carry that role and responsibility. And as we embark on this way of shifting from the chief doer to the architect, the 5 pillars are there to make sure that you have a starting point. But once you have established where the room is, establish your village, those who are helping you to move this thing along, have your ritual, have your crisis response, and you have determined what legacy you want to leave to your children, then you use your communication to weave everything together, right? Once that is done, you may still find yourself carrying things that because you have been carrying it for so long, it has become indoctrinated in the people that you are surrounded by, that this is her responsibility. And until you verbalize that I am no longer willing to do that, not capable, because clearly you were capable. We are all capable. We are all high functioning women who are able to do what we need to do to get the job done. So it's not a matter of our capability. It's whether or not I need to be doing that. Does our capacity needs to be filled up with things that is not ours to take on? And so I would want you to not only have an introspection, but as I have said previously, I have put a link in the description with the workbook to start on the 5 pillars and to establish that. But you can also go to my website where you can get the first chapter of my book, The Integrated Life, a Mother's Blueprint to Going Trading from the Chief Doer to the Architect. And that has the beginning of where to start exploring. Because the idea that we take on responsibilities that are not ours, it is a common thing, but sometimes we don't recognize that's what we are doing. That we are the one responsible for cleaning up after our children, even though they are capable of doing that. And we have taught them to do it, but when they don't do it, we fill in the slack. Our husbands, our partner may have a role to do, but if it doesn't get done, we take it on. And therefore, because we are continuing to take it on and do it ourselves, the shift never happens because there is nothing that is just left. And I would say start embarking on the leaving. Leave it, it doesn't get done. If someone else is to do that, don't do it. Because as long as it's your need or focus to make sure nothing gets left undone, nothing will get left undone, and therefore you will continue to be in that space. One of the other main things that I think women have as a mental load is the emotion of other people. We take on the emotion, the weight of other people. And I'm not saying don't be kind and courteous and considerate of your family, of your friends, your acquaintances. But when you start to curate and micromanage your own speech, your own response, because you're so busy thinking about how this will seem to the other person because they are so sensitive. They are so easily offended. They are so easy to take what I am not saying out of context. That also adds another layer to the burden that we carry, right? Not just the chores, the household duties, the grocery, the cleaning, and all that, but the people within your village. Once you have established the people who are helping you, clear communication is going to be essential to make sure that the feelings, the emotion, the attitudes of the people who are to help you doesn't then become another thing that you have to manage. So when I am saying what it is you are carrying, that it is not yours to carry, that also includes the emotions of others. Carry your own emotion, center your own self. Make sure that you are in a space where you can express what you're wanting. You can speak your truth in love. But recognize that everything you say, your opinions, may never be taken in the same vein that you're saying it because of the space and the mind frame of the other person. Not to say that what you said was wrong or disrespectful or out of term. It was that they didn't have the capacity to receive what you're saying. They were not in the emotional state to receive what you're saying. So as you start or continue on your integrated life, realizing that whatever you need to outsource, outsource that. And that may mean you outsource their feelings and their way of reacting and behavior to them. Don't add that, because as you're walking through this journey, you're going to be giving over things to other people to help with, to carry, designate that as their role within your ecosystem. So do not then start picking up other things to fill the space where your diligence and your effort of decluttering your life gives space, and therefore you become the counselor to someone who really needs a counselor. You become the dumping ground for people who cannot manage their emotion, cannot see beyond their own filter to recognize that just because a person said something to you doesn't necessarily mean that how you're interpreting it is how it is meant. And having the conversation can help to clear that out. And what I want you to do is not only download the workbook, but tell me, it could be anything that you have found yourself to be carrying that is not yours to carry. And how has that been impactful on your journey towards wholeness yourself? Or how has it been ineffective in progressing through your life? And have you recognized where you are now responsible for making that known that I can't carry that? I don't want to carry it. We have to come up with a different strategy because this is no longer working for me. So I want you to comment. I want you to subscribe. I want you to download the workbook. And that may seem like a lot to do all at once. Choose one. Because this is not to add more things for you to do. This is to help you to see how you can release some of the things. And one of what you don't want to do is to carry things that no longer belong to you. I'm repeating it because repetition is key. And this is Integrated Life with Kerresha. And comment and let me know, what are you carrying?